Sadly, I have no real good news to say about this story at all. Like, this is, either way, no matter how you think about it, it's just a really shitty thing to hear about, just regardless. And the thing I wanted to talk about, especially today, was, if people didn't know, the High School Dead creator, Daisuke Sato, passed away, like, and that fucking really sucked to hear. Like, he was the writer, as it was both brothers that were actually working on the series. Like, the writer passed away due to like an ischemic, I believe that's how you pronounce it, an ischemic heart disease that he had, and the fact that like he passed away at like 52, and they've already held the funeral, and like all of it has been sorted out. Like, obviously his like family knew about this kind of stuff, and that's just fucking sucked to hear that, you know. This would explain for a lot of people that always are like, yo, what the fuck, like, what's going on with the series? It isn't, like, coming out with, like, you know, it's been a hiatus for a very long time, and then it came back for one chapter in 2013, and this might have been the explanation, and obviously they didn't want to disclose it. I remember hearing so many different stories about what was happening here. I knew, like, it was always revolving around the actual, the brother who does the story, Sato, like, Daisuke, where, like, he was the one that was having issues, and a lot of people were either saying he did have something wrong with him, but they didn't want to disclose it. Then there was the other, like, kind of rumor going around that he was just fucking lazy, like, that he just wanted to work, and that, like, I was like, what? That was surprising. You didn't know who to believe, and obviously, well, you actually have to believe, like, exactly the first story. It's just the fact that he was ill, he still tried to do the story, and that really, really goddamn sucks to hear, like, just generally hearing that. And, like, I think for a while it was like, now probably you can see why, like, they didn't want to do anything for a while, they didn't want to force him, and just, like, if anything, like, from this, like, we have had other stories, and I want to say, like, you know, I hope, you know, all McGraths and I go out to families, like, and all that, like, go through there. But we have had similar stories to this as well, where, like, the creator of the light novel series, like, Zero no Tsukaima, he actually, like, passed away, like, I think during, like, the final volume or something, and he actually asked, like, his, like, one of his last things on his deathbed, which, I'm not gonna lie, when I heard that story about this guy, that really made me tear up a bit when I heard that he was like, you know, I want my fans to at least have, like, the finale. There you go, I leave everything up to you, here's all my notes, here what I wants to happen, and that, like, I had a lot of respect for. And, like, even, like, the guy, like, Daisuke doesn't even have to, like, do that, if anything, and all that, but even still, I had to say that really does suck. And the people that are, like, always screaming, where the fuck is, like, High School of the Dead? You're probably not going to get it anymore unless the other brother decides to continue it on his own. He does do his own story, like Triage X, but if anything, I don't know if anyone would actually want that at all. Would they want him to continue it without the actual story writer on board? But if anything, like, yeah, there's just no real good news to talk about with this one, but still, I feel like it was something that people needed to know, because I know a lot of people kind of, like, if anything, my age especially, kind of definitely watched this one, and this was, like, one of their first, like, ecchi actions, but it was, like, I was, like, one of the first few, at that time, was, like, you know, not a lot of series are doing zombies at that point, and I was, like, I generally, you know, had a blast with the anime. I remember catching up to the manga, like, a very long time ago, and that was kind of crazy thing about it, but, like, generally, yeah, like, this, it's really fucking shitty and all that. I hate the fact that he, like, you know, this is the way that he went down, like, but then again, you can't do something about it, so, at the end of the day, so, yeah, no, honestly, that's all I've got to say about it. Just, like, man, that definitely, like, created a series and all that a lot of people talk about. I mean, it no fucking, like, the greatest writing of all time and all that, but I had a blast with, like, High School of the Dead, and I at least hope, if anything, and all that, like, you know, his family and all that have at least got, you know, at least that they're doing alright, if anything. So, yeah, nothing else really to say, but that's a shitty piece of news to hear and all that, and it sucks, and I hope, at least, and all that, that during his last moments and all that, that he was happy and he was surrounded by loved ones. That's all I can really say about it, but I'm very curious to see what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think about this, like, horrible news that we get to hear and all that, and if anything and all that, on talk of the actual series itself, like, do you think that they're going to do something kind of like what the Zero no Tsukaima guy did, or if anything, you think they just be like, no, leave it, you know, he was the one that wanted to do it, like, don't touch that stuff and all that, and they might have a little bit of respect for a series and all that, but shitty to hear and all that, but that's all for me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.